Hey guys, what's going on? We got some racing to do today. Let's get right into it. I matched everything up based on weight. The only thing that I don't have where it's just plastic versus plastic or plastic versus metal are these two cars here. We have a plastic-based Porsche 918 and we have a metal-based Track T. Other than that, we have everybody in the same weight class and the same kind of bottom. Let's get it going. We have the Cadillac V16. Now this thing might be a 41 gram car. I'm not sure. Most of them run around 40. 39.7. Cool. He has the bling wheels and he's ready to go. And here we have that 3-spoke gold Buick Wildcat. I guess if there's a fast one, especially in longer races, like maybe a half a mile or more, these cars are really, really wicked. And in this case, we have a put it upside down here. 39.7. Cool. The track is set. Put the caddy in lane 2. Wildcat in lane 1. All wheels have been worked with graphite and graphite only. All right. Race 1. How about that? Buick Wildcat 2.082. That Caddy V16 2108. Let's switch them up. Race 2. That Wildcat's nice. Took the victory 2079 to a 2103. Those times there are telling me this Wildcat's going to be in the ranks. Let's give him a shot. All right, that 39.7 gram Wildcat is going up against a Matchbox Police Mustang, 35.9 grams. He is the gatekeeper in the 31 to 40 plastics. I do a lot of off-camera racing and testing after these videos, so things shook out the last time, and this guy here, I think, is about to get bumped off. All right, they're in line, and they're off. That Wildcat is crazy. It is crazy. 2083 to a 2104. That's one and done. This thing sometimes runs pathetic times, and do not want that kind of inconsistency. So really happy to get him out of the ranks. Now I'm happy with 3140s because everything else is pretty consistent. Let's move him up 3 in these rankings to where he's facing this Jaguar XJ 220 gold medal speed. It was liquid worked 2 years ago or so, and haven't touched it since. It remains fast. It's just liquid works, and when it works, it doesn't fail. It just is consistent. This car runs anywhere between 2081 and 2086 every single time out, and he'll prove me a liar now. So that's going to be a good test for this Wildcat, which is running like the high 2070s, low 2080s. Thinking it might be able to get around this Jag. Race 1. Good race. And we have the Wildcat at 2078 and the Jaguar at 2080. Let's switch them up with a 2 1,000ths advantage for the Wildcat. Lanes are switched. Race number 2. That is the Wildcat on the big end. Driving around it in the last couple feet. 2079 to 2082. Real consistent times by both. Wildcat moves on. Next up in the ranks, we were able to get this Chrysler Firepower FTE 34.7 grams back in the ranks. I had about 4 of these guys, and this one was always the fastest, but never in the ranks. Using what I'm going to call the Derby method. It's the Pinewood Derby guys who are more anal than we are, maybe. Yeah, no, they're definitely have strong signs of mental illness when they do testing. So I'm kind of using a method I picked up off a couple forums there, and getting some cars back in the ranks that were out, and some cars in the ranks a little bit faster. This is going to be a good race. Let's see what happens. Good race for the Wildcat. 2077 to a 2086 for that firepower. Let's switch them up. Firepower is running just a little bit better times before. Let's see if he can break in a little bit and give this Wildcat a little better run. No, Wildcat, I believe, yes, he got him again. Better run for the firepower. 2078 for that Wildcat. So consistent. 2080 for the firepower. Wildcat moves on. Sitting in my sixth spot is a car weighing only 33.9 grams. It is the Nissan 390 Zamac. It's pretty ridiculous. So sitting number 6 with all the cars that have been tested is going to be a great test for this Wildcat. Pretty excited about the Wildcat's performance right now, especially not doing any reworks. I've only done one rework on the 390 and it's really paid off. Let's see what happens in this race right here. That Wildcat went around him. They were about even at half track and he just went around him. That's 2091 for the 390s. Not like that car. That's its worst time ever. But he's got a lot of work to do or else he's going to get passed for right now. Race 2. Yeah, that 2090 was clocking mid 2070s. Pretty much every time out. Let's see if it breaks in a little bit. We might give him a break in a third race if he is competitive here. No, he's not. The top end on that Wildcat is too much. 76 to 89. We're going to take a look at that 390. So that time is not competitive based on the other cars that we've seen. And that thing has been dynamite ever since we busted it out. Wildcat moves on. The Wildcat's going to be waiting for the number 4 car in the 31 to 40 plastics. 36.4 gram Toy Story Jesse. Now, the consistency on this is pretty impressive. So, Buick gets by this. Color me shocked and excited. Here we go. Race 1. Oh, you give that track about another 3 inches, that Buick was going around. 2077 for Jesse. 2079 for the Wildcat, running consistent times. Let's switch them up. Jesse with the 2 1,000ths advantage, but that 3-spoke gold Wildcat is impressive on the top end. Let's see what happens. Here's the Wildcat. Oh, it is a tie. It is a tie. We got to rerun them. We can't go like that. 2080 to 2082. We're going to switch it up and rerun them with another round. Round 2, race 1. Wildcat. 72 to 74. Another 2 1,000ths beat. He has the advantage going into race number 2. They're in the line looking good. Wildcat with a 2 1,000ths advantage, and he's getting faster each and every run. Jesse by a hair. I think it's a tie again. It's a tie again. 2076 to 2078. We're going to run these guys off camera. I'll let you know how they do. Guys, we're back. Jesse claims that 4th spot. Ran a 2073 to a 77 in the first run, and ran a 2072 to a 74 in the second run. That Wildcat, man, how about that? Place a car number 5 in the ranks in a 31 to 40 plastic. Let's move on to the next race. The next race is going to be a speed test. This was, I'm calling it the BFG Fairmont. When I was out in Indiana last week meeting all those guys, last year meeting all those guys, seemed like last week, BFG gave me this Fairmont, which has such incredible wheel spin. Just did that rework. I'll call it the Derby rework on this. And I'm going to send it down one time off camera just to break it in. And then we're going to do 2 speed runs on it to see what it does. So I'll be right back after I run them down one time. Well, I just wanted to show you the break-in run. That was 2042. That was really, really nice. That was the quietest Gold Hot Ones I've ever heard going down a lane. Let's get him in the line. Let's run him down a couple times and see what he runs after a little bit of a break in here. Hot lap number 1. Oh my God, that is so quiet and straight. It's crazy. 2049 for the first run. Let's switch it up. See what he's got in run number 2. Run 2, 2045. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's go ahead and put him up against my highest ranked Fairmont. See how he does. Let's do the weigh-ins. My number 6 Fairmont. 51.6 grams. And we'll call it the BFG Fairmont. 51 on the nose. Let's get him in the line here. Got BFG, Fairmont in lane 1, and my currently ranked one in lane 2. Come on, BFG. Let's do this. Here we go. I think he did it. Horrible times. Horrible times. Showing you about that wind resistance. 52 to 57. Let's switch it up. Okay, I've never seen that ranked one run 57 in my life, so he's got 5 1,000s to make up. Here we go. He did on that one. BFG's with a 69, and I currently ranked one ran 49. That's Fairmonts. You guys that love them, God bless you, but I still think they suck. And the ones that are elite are truly elite. I know Po' Boy has one, Blue Line has a few, Scale Racing has a few. I haven't seen anything with regard to consistency that could match those cars. I mean, those guys have some really elite ones. So I just think that they're very rare, and keep them wrapped in bubble because you want to hold on to them, because I haven't seen any Fairmonts that truly have impressed me at this point. This one has its moments, but yeah, the consistency is just not there. So moving on. All right, let's get into some 30 and under racing. We've got the Batmobile. I think Scoop gave me this. Not sure. No, he didn't give me this one. He gave me with open hole 5, which I've already tested, and it didn't. It was like 2110 or 2115 after reworks. 36.6. Oh, I thought these were under 30s. Okay, we can deal with that. We have a solar reflex. 35.6. We'll deal with that way. Yeah, with regard to the Fairmonts, guys, I don't know. I mean, I'll keep looking here and there, because I certainly would like to see a fast, consistent one. That one that's ranked shows me flashes of consistency, but just not to the level where it needs to be if you're going to send one out to race. It's like that one would not do well at all. Here we go with these guys. Solar Reflex is a one and done. Not too bad. 2114, not good enough for the ranks. 2166 for these Batmans. Yeah, they're more disappointing than, rewarding, because they do look great, but they just can't get it done. Solar Reflex with a 2114 is not going to see any time against the ranks. So moving on. We're going to do like a round robin here. I believe these are all under 30 grams. 29.7, and this is called the Turbone Charged. Turbone Charged. They really were stretching with that. And here we go with the Forward Force. 30.5. It's 30.9 or under, so they'd be in the same class. Let's see what they've got. Forward Force gets driven around. The turbocharged with a 2146 to a 2151 for the forward force. Let's switch them up. Turbocharged lane 2, forward force lane 1. Turbocharged with a 5/1000ths advantage. And he drives around him again. Forward force had a great lead on it. 2142 to 2149. The turbocharged will face the next competitor, and we will park the forward force. All right, next up to challenge the charged is the 30.2 gram Land Crusher. Land Crusher is plastic body and metal base, so it should suck pretty hard. Doesn't fit in the gate too well, but we'll do what we can here. Okay, they are off. And proving me wrong again. 2128 for the Land Crusher. 2141 for the turbocharged. Let's switch them up. What's cool about this Land Crusher that I like, that has 4 rear funny car wheels, like those large 5 spokes. Yeah, I mean, they work really, really well. Still ain't going to be competing with anything in the top 4 or 5 in the 30 and unders, but let's see what happens in this race. He's out again, wiggled like a fish. 2136 to 2143. In the under 30 race here today, we've got the Land Crusher, which crushed its competition and will not get a try in the ranks, though. Okay, let's get this slow shit out of the way, and we'll have 2 maybe quick races to show here at the end with these silver bullets, and definitely, hopefully, with this Kenworth race edition. We've got the track tee. I believe it's around 35 grams, metal body, or metal body, metal base, 34.9. And we have the 2018 Audi R8 Spider, 31.4. Boy, it's close to that 30 and under. That would have been interesting. I'd have to run about 2075 for it to be the ones I'm going to be entering, I think, at Brandon's. I don't think either of these cars are going to break the 2100 mark, but here we go. Track T with the win. 2109 to 2121 for the Audi R8 Spider. Let's switch them up. Traded lanes. Track T looked a little better there. 2099 to a 2128 for the Audi. We'll give the Track T a shot at the 31 to 40 metals and see what he can do. Well, the Track T is going to get hammered. I cannot believe that it has matriculated down to where this is the gatekeeper in the 31 to 40 metals. This used to be a top 5, top 6 car. Hasn't really slowed down. 36.3. It is the Bone Shaker FTE. I think the best of the Bone Shakers in terms of speed and looks. Pretty badass. He's going in lane 1. I'm thinking this is going to be a one and done. Track T is speeding up. That's why I wanted to run him. And that's Bone Shaker's usually running high 2080s, so 2095 to a 2104, that's enough to switch them up. Bone Shaker with a 9/1000ths advantage. Race 2. A little more like it there. 2079 for the Bone Shaker, 2101 for the Track T. Bone Shaker remains in the gatekeeper spot of the 31 to 40 metal. Next on the block, guys, we have this Kenworth Big Rig from the Race Series. Wheels are all pretty good on this one, and we'll get them weighed up, and we'll send them down the track. That front wheel there is not good. Rears are pretty good though. That front one's a little sticky. Let's wait and we'll send him down for some speed. 65.9. And I'm not expecting much. Let me turn this off. I want to look at this front wheel a little bit, get it loosened up, and we'll send him down. All right, we did get him loosened up here a little bit, so he's running a little bit better, a little bit freer. Not great though, but he's definitely not like he was. I am not expecting much out of this truck. If he gets to the 2100s, there's no way. I don't see it. No runs down, first run. Hot lap number 1. No. 2100. Okay. Not bad. Very quiet. Let's see what he does in run number 2. Run number 2. Straight and quiet. 2113. Just a big monstrous thing that I think the weight actually, the way it's distributed, does not help him. It's more front forward than rear forward, so on that top end it's just going to be limited, but on a downhill race he's probably pretty lethal. Okay, 1 to go, guys. Let's see something out of these. We have a Track Aces Silver Bullet. Don't know the weight. I think it might be a little lighter than the normal ones. Yeah, 41 grams. Yikes. Interesting. And this guy here is probably the 54, 55 gram Ultra Hot Silver Bullet. 53.2. They've been dusted. They have not run down the track. Let's just get them head to head here and send them. Ultra Hots in lane 1. Track Aces in lane 2. This shouldn't be close. $20.76 for the Ultra Hots. $21.33 for the Track Aces. I think that's a 10-spoke. Yep, 10-spoke Silver Bullet. Let's switch the lanes. Race 2. 2082 to a 2110. Ultra Hots clocking at 2082, 2110 for the Track Aces. I have a clear winner, but I do not know if this Silver Bullet would threaten the Gatekeeper in the 51 to 62 metal, which right now is another Silver Bullet. So we'll make sure not to mix them up here, guys. We have the Challenger that's going to go in lane 2. And we have the current Gatekeeper. It's 54.9 grams in lane 1. And that is a square hollow body. This one is a square hollow body, and yet it weighs 53.2. Quite a difference. Challenger lane 2, Gatekeeper lane 1. Gatekeeper might be a one and done. 74 to 88. It should be a one and done, but let's just see one more race. Okay, we'll switch it up. Okay, the Gatekeeper Silver Bullet with a 14 1/1000ths advantage in lane number 2, race 2. That time it was pretty close, and the Challenger, the graphite broke in. We had an 84 to an 86, not enough to take the Gatekeeper spot, but that Gatekeeper not consistent. So there you have it, guys. Appreciate you being with me today, and glad we could show you the Buick Wildcat. Always good to see something out of a bunch of cars that are fast, but I try to do it in a very candid manner. I don't pre-run anything, so you're seeing it when I'm seeing it, and that way we can either be excited together or scratch our heads together and say, what the hell was that? So right now, if you see these 3-spoke gold Buick Wildcats, For what they are, they're really, really fast. And again, in a longer race or possibly in a switchback race, could be pretty interesting. So there you have it. Hope you're all well, and we'll catch you soon. And have a good Memorial Day. My wife and I are going to be going away for about a while. It's probably not going to be till about mid-June to see me again. So you all be well and have a good first part of your summer.